Okay, everybody, I have got an update for you. I have both good news and bad news. Good news is Chris is here to take down the trees. Notice I put S at the end of tree. Turns out when they went back out there to look at the damage, my husband missed the fact that in his initial look through that the tree next to it was from high up snapped in half and leaning towards the house. And so where we thought they were going to have to cut up the one tree that was down and deal with the stump and everything, they now have to bring down a second tree and maybe even a third tree. I told them we can talk about the third tree later, because I actually really love that tree. It gives us a lot of privacy, a lot of shade in a certain part of the yard. And I told him, well, there's time. We can always talk about that tree later on. But absolutely, the one tree has to come down, and I haven't even told my husband yet. Because of donations, we are able to cover the cost of both trees. Listen, the cost of both trees. The one that is on the ground that needs to be cut up and hauled away, that big one. And then the next one, which is also a big one. They were all about the same height. The one that's, the third one, it's an even bigger tree. But even though it's the closest to the house, that tree has always grown like that. It just grows over. But we can always talk about that one like later on. It's not imperative right now. But yeah, he missed that snap in that second one. And when I looked out, he said, he told me, he said, no, come look. And I looked up and I said, oh shit. And it's definitely got to come down. It's definitely got to come down. But here's the good news. With donations, we're able to cover the entire cost of dealing with both those trees. And we didn't have to do it using our homeowner's insurance. And for that, I cannot say thank you enough. I can't tell you how thankful I am to all of you. Jen, you especially, because like I said, we could not have mitigated this crisis without y'all's generosity. Y'all have been wonderful to us. And we are still gonna have to deal with the repairs of the fence. Putting food back into the house. I still gotta get groceries. That with the two cost of the two fence, that took almost all of the money that we had. Not to mention we had 2 nights in a hotel that were rather costly. We still have to buy groceries, and I get a feeling we're gonna need another night in a hotel. And I really don't want to say a prayer that we don't have to go to a hotel again. And that's tricky to navigate too, because if you don't start looking for a room around by 12 p.m., they start to fill up, and then you're out of luck. I don't want to leave my home again. I like my home. I love my home. I miss my home. I don't want to leave it again. So some people close to us are being restored. But I'm hearing reports of 2 weeks without power. And they're not really updating us, Dominion Energy. They're just saying that there are just some areas that are more heavily impacted than others. And because all of that damage hasn't been accessed, they basically can't give us an estimation. We don't even have an estimation, a restoration estimation. I mean, don't get me wrong, the hotels are nice and they're comfortable. But I just want to stay home. I just I really miss home. It's only been 2 nights. I know I'm talking like this and went on for a month, but I just want to stay right where I am right now, doing what I'm doing right now, and just at the hotel yesterday, I was writing out my grocery list, all the things that I need to put back in the refrigerator. But honestly, I don't feel comfortable doing that even until power has been on for at least a day. So in the meantime, in between time, and y'all know I'm not a restaurant person. It's the cost of meals. It's just a lot. It is. We're coping, we're managing. I'm glad the tree is being removed. Next, I'll get the fence dealt with. I believe Chris does that work too. And that part of it'll be over for me. And they're also gonna, clean up the backyard because they do all that. So that's all in the cost of everything. They're gonna do that afterwards. So that's no extra cost. That's good. Just right now, I just need for y'all to pray that our lights get turned back on today. That we are one of those people where our lights just get turned on because we really need that. We can't realistically afford to go to a hotel again. We can't keep affording to eat out. And I don't even want to keep eating out. I don't. You know, I just want to buy groceries, watch some Netflix, and live my life, man. But step by step, right? Okay.